Hello.
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 Let's go!
Hey, kids.
Hey, Dad.
War crimes will be prosecuted.
Let's head out of Liberty City. Burn it to the ground.
Does the word mean anything to you?
Yeah, I chose this profession, so therefore I earned beer.
You want to go to the matinee?
The feeling is definitely there.
You don't know my name!
It's a new morning in America.
This is the old dude, Howard J. Reynolds. Step into my office.
Not going to be too many punks.
Don't you stop worrying about the punk?
Fuck you. That's my name.
Yeah, let's go to the punk rock show.
Introducing, for your listening pleasure.
Here we go, episode 63. It's the High Fives podcast. How we going?
It's the last one of the year.
It is. So many big things happening in this episode altogether, Mike.
There's a lot of things happening.
Yeah, well, this is the last episode. Christmas is coming, right?
Allegedly.
We just finished a big record challenge.
We did.
And we've got a guy from the other side of the world on the record challenge episode, which is what episode 63 is. Joel.
How you going?
Hey, yeah.
What's going on?
Hey, Joel. When people like, because we have a lot of Australians. Do you know any Australians that came to live in Canada for a bit and then moved back to Australia? Like after like a year, like kind of like Nate did to us.
Yeah, no, heaps. It's when you're Australian and you finish high school, there's two places you go. If you, most people go to England or most people go to the UK because it's a nice central hub to jump over to wherever the fuck else in the world you want to go to in that part of the world. But a lot of people who are into snowboarding obviously go to Canada.
Yeah, so like Banff is filled with Australians, which is close to here. And I'm just curious because like when Nate came back from Australia, he started talking like with a pseudo-Australian accent, to which I still make fun of him for.
Well, it's how I got to talk to women at the bar when I got back.
Does the reverse happen? When people come back to Australia, do they come back with a cheesy Canadian accent?
No, but they don't say, well, Canadian I'm not sure. English definitely not. But what happens when people come back from England is they complain that whatever you could get at a pub in England, like, oh, like I used to get this mad cider. And it's like, oh, you can't get it here, and that sucks. It's like, well, okay, who gives a fuck? Like, deal with it.
You're not in England anymore. You came back to
like
Australia.
Telling us how bad it is here because we don't have something particular over there. Like, oh, the trains run all night or some shit. It's like, yeah, but who gives a fuck? Like, just that kind of, like, that's what we call. And I'd rather, you know what, to be honest, I'd rather have the fake accent. Not fake accent, the modified accent.
Oh no, it's fake.
The modified accent, as opposed to tell me how what I'm missing out on by not being able to catch a train at 3 a.m. on a Wednesday morning.
How did the record challenge go for you guys? Did you enjoy it? Was it what you'd hoped it would be?
I liked it. I always love it. Like I could do one in a fortnight. Like how I threw that in. I could do one in a bi-weekly.
How many times
I could do one
do
in
you
a
think?
bi-weekly.
A bi-weekly,
like in 2 weeks' time, because that's what you call yeah. But I call it a fortnight. It's like I love them. I get a kick out of them. I get a kick of seeing. I tell you what, actually, before I go on, I just want to give out a shout out to Julie McD. You know, I know she's dating one of you two. No spoilers of who it is. Yeah,
one of us.
I got the most excited out of seeing her post because I don't think anyone put as much effort into the thought and then the explanation as she did. So, shout out.
I'm sure that will put a big smile on her face.
I'm offended, Joel. I put lots of thought into my picks. In fact, I rolled out of bed, started my car because it was cold, came downstairs and was like, oh, what album can I pick?
That's what I thought.
Yeah. And it showed.
It's true.
It showed, really.
That's basically how I made it through school, too.
At least you got there.
Oh, man. What can I do? This will work.
Yeah, amazing. No, but yeah, Julie McD just crushed it.
I noticed you bought a lot of records for this challenge, Joel, or do you just leave them in the shrink wrap?
I leave them in the
part,
shrink wrap
like,
until I buy a sleeve for them. Because I've started the slow process of putting them into proper sleeves. But if you walked into a shop down here and bought a record, it's shrink wrapped. And then I don't want to get it all fucked up. So I just get a knife and slide the opening open and then leave whatever stickers are on it. Does that make sense?
Right. Okay.
I would say mine still have stickers on them too.
It does make sense, but I've never been one for the added sleeve. You know, I just feel like just let it live a life. You know, let's see where he's at the end of it. Because, you know, like there are still records around from the 60s and 70s that you can buy used. And yeah, they look like they've seen some shit, but like they're still working and they have that character etched into them. Why are you taking away their etching? It's like you're Botoxing your records, man.
I'm protecting them, you know, like, no, that's an interesting point. That's an interesting way to look at it. No, I just don't like it because, okay, here's my thought. It's a fucking slippery slope. Like, this one's got a little ding here and da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, like, they're all fucked and they all just get worse. It's like, well, I just want to keep them as good as I possibly can for as long as I can.
I respect that, Joel. I respect your care.
But saying that, I probably I definitely brought, as I said when we did the collab podcast, like the last episode we did, I definitely brought one LP, one record for this challenge. That was like, I'm going out to buy this record. And then it just so happened that I brought another record which also fit the same category. So I did an Audible and changed it at the last minute and added this particular record on.
So as mentioned before, this is the High Fives Record Challenge collab extravaganza. Joel from the My Age podcast, who we did this as a collab with, is in the lab, in the studio tonight. It's all different times.
You guys are in a studio together?
Yeah. Well, this is the virtual studio, Mike.
Okay.
You're in it too.
You're part of it,
here.
Mike.
I see you. So we picked a bunch of categories, 5 actually, from the 14 that were given or that were handed out on a daily basis for 14 days. You know, that's half a month. That's 2 weeks. We should get a little like ding every time you say it.
I can't find one, but you can post edit one in.
Let's kick it off. Joel, we're going to start with you. Day 6. We chose this category, the Lazy Sunday Afternoon album. What did you select? Maybe you can refresh us.
I went with Rival Schools, United by Fate. I think I picked it for the main reason that it's like, I mean, it's an anytime album, but it's the ultimate in, like, I don't know. It's really, really well put together. It's not too challenging, if that makes sense. Like, it's not just spoon fed, but it's not really, I don't know, difficult. It's a really easy listen, which is, you know, easy like Sunday afternoon. I think someone wrote a song called that.
Somebody did.
Yeah, or sometime on Sunday. Anyhow, yeah, and it's just a nice album to put on and kind of do whatever you've got to do.
Are they big in Australia, or is it just like within your circles? Because I think it was like you or Dan that introduced me to Rival Schools like years ago. And I always thought it was just because you guys seem to love Gorilla Biscuits. And so that was the reason why Rival Schools came into your
The first album was massive. Like this album, United by Fate, was huge because it was, Walter Schreifels, who do Gorilla Biscuits and Quicksand, and wrote the first Civ album, and is just the guy. And so when it was like, here's his new band post Quicksand, everyone was freaking out about it. The other albums they released after probably didn't have the same hype / appeal down here. They released 2, but when that first one was released down here, everybody was listening to it.
I was working at the store at the time when that one came out, and it was huge. It was a huge seller.
Yeah, I think they were on Island Records or something massive.
Yeah, Universal maybe or something like that. that album cover, I still love the aesthetics of that album cover so much.
Yeah.
It's like instantly appealing.
When they toured, they had like, I want to say 5 or 6 different versions of that shirt, but just like the same shirt, but different colorways.
Yeah.
So it was like a yellow with brown print and the green with the this and the black with the yellow. And it was pretty cool. The song I'm going to go with is a song that I will put on if anyone wants, not that anyone would want me to make a playlist for them or a mixtape or whatever.
Don't try to sell yourself on this podcast.
No, I probably
that's
should.
for Nate and me. You're just here. You're just dressing. You don't sell yourself.
I can try. I can have a red hot crack. This song is tucked away right at the end, and it's a nice little it's a really cool closer. Even though it's not a closing song, the last song is actually an instrumental, so I consider this song the closer. The song's called "So Down On," and I really like it. Like it's like a little. Your prize for finishing the album. Here is this great jam right at the end called So Down On.
Would you think like it's a great song for a lazy Sunday afternoon?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Fair
That's
dinkum.
What it is. Fair dinkum, mate. Full on AC/DC CD, mate.
How is the new AC/DC? Are people in Australia going crazy for that?
Nah, but they made some I saw the other night they made some commemorative coins. So you can but it's actually really cool. So it's $110 for a bunch of commemorative coins, but each coin is has the different AC/DC artwork, and then the coin and then they come in probably about 3x3 inch little sleeve, and then you can put all the sleeves in a box, so it looks like a record box that's got AC/DC plastered all over it, and then the records you pull out are AC/DC albums like TNT or Dirty Deeds or whatever, and then you pull out what would be the record, and it's actually the 20-cent piece commemorative coin.
Wow.
Does that all make sense? Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably going to have to rewind and listen to it a couple times just to kind of get it all straight.
Or I can just send you the link. I'll send you the link.
That's what
then you can just look at
AC/DC is kind of interesting to me because as a kid, I liked AC/DC. And then as I started getting into music, I was like, ugh, AC/DC is kind of like, they're like radio rock or whatever. They're good. They're okay. And now as I'm getting older, I've re-found AC/DC and I'm like, I really like AC/DC, which is really weird. I assume in Australia, it's a whole different kind of feeling.
No, it's definitely it's a common, probably, yeah, it's definitely, they're a band you listen to when you're a kid because what else are you going to listen to? Like when you're really young. Although I guess nowadays it's changed, but when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then,
there's the chats now.
There's the chats and there's
Doom lots of things.
There's tons of stuff. But yeah, you listen to it as a kid and then you go, oh, I'm now into Pantera or...
Yeah, exactly. It's a good
NoFX
stepping stone as a kid.
Yeah. And then you realize, especially if you play an instrument, then you go back and everyone goes, oh, it's really good, rah, rah, rah. Which, look, it is. I just don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, I don't.
That's where I sit.
I get that.
Yeah.
Mike, who goes now? Is it me or is it you? I'm going to let you decide. It's my Christmas gift to you.
How about you go, Nathan?
All right, I'll go then. Day 6, Lazy Sunday Afternoon album. I chose Dustin Kensrue. The album Thoughts That Float on a Different Blood. I actually just bought this on vinyl the other day. I was trying real hard to keep all the vinyl, keep it going vinyl the whole way through. It didn't work, which we'll visit later. But this one, I kind of pulled a little bit of a Joel. I didn't buy it for the challenge, but I did buy it around the challenge, let's say.
That's fair.
Yeah. And I love this record. Like I've said many times before, it's probably the only record, especially the only live record that you actually feel like you're in that room listening to Dustin Kensrue with his guitar on a stage. I think I've chosen one song from this album before in our 63 episodes, but I did not re-choose that same song. This time I chose Down There by the Train, which is also the final track on this record. So it's a Tom Waits cover because Tom Waits did this in 2006, but I think it's actually originally a Johnny Cash song from 94. And I don't really like either of them, but I really like Dustin's
Whoa,
version of it.
back up.
Yeah, I just don't. I can't get into Tom Waits to save my life.
That's fair. I was more baffled by Johnny Cash, man.
It's so like it's 94, so it's not old Johnny. It's like that.
Yeah, but even the
newer sound.
The newer Johnny's almost better. Like the old Johnny, I was like, that's country music as a kid. But when those Johnny Cash albums came out that I can't think of the guy's name.
Rick Rubin did.
Yeah, that Rick Rubin did. They blew my mind. It like totally opened my eyes to like Johnny Cash. Like
That's
other
fair.
than I would have been like, it's just country dribble before.
If you listen to them back to back, I would be surprised if you picked Johnny over Dustin, because the Dustin version is just like, it's so raw and it's so just like, it's just, there's so many levels to it rather than just kind of this straight ahead. Like it's almost like a little bit more up in the Johnny Cash version too, as opposed to like,
so
more emotional.
Is Johnny's is an original Johnny, or because on a lot of those albums there's covers?
So.
I was just curious.
I couldn't find it like anywhere else in the iTunes list of this song.
Mm-hmm.
It was just Johnny, Tom, and then Dustin.
Cool.
Anyways, I love this song, and I'm gonna play it for you right after we hear Mike's choice.
So originally on the album pick, for the challenge, I went with Etta James, but I've hit an audible because I didn't think we were gonna play Etta James on the podcast.
But we could have, Mike.
I know we could
can
have.
do whatever we want.
I know we could have, but I figured change it up a little bit. But I do like Etta James a lot, and usually on a Sunday afternoon, I have a Sunday playlist which mainly just soul and jazz albums and like vocal singers and stuff like that, like old ska and things like that I listen to. But
like Doug and the Slugs.
No, I don't listen to Doug and the Slugs.
Oh, I thought you were saying old ska, so I assumed you meant Doug and the Slugs. Okay, carry on.
No Doug and the Slugs, no Mike and the Mechanics, no Men at Work.
Right. Sorry, that's my bad. Keep going.
So I hit an audible and I went with the Paperbacks album because it is winter right now, and the Paperbacks have a very wintry feel to me. And if you've ever seen the cover of this album, it is it's very lazy Sunday afternoon. It's just like an empty bed, kind of messed up sheets. The album's a double album too, so it's a good long Sunday afternoon listen. The song I picked was Slow Learners. It just reminds me of a lazy winter afternoon when you're kind of depressed, because winter here is depressing, even on a Sunday, even when you got nothing to do. So that's it. That's my pick.
Round we go. Joel, start us off.
Rival Schools United by Fate, So On Down.
Dustin Kensrew, Thoughts That Float on a Different Blood.
The Paperbacks, Slow Learners off Lit From Within.
You can blame this fall on some invitation to your friend when she promised that she'd come. You could wait until the end. Now you want it all too soon, just to come what's on your mind, just to cause it off again to the wayside. Yesterday where sinners can be washed in the blood of the Lamb. There's a river by the trestle, down by Sinners Grove, down where the willow and the dogwoods grow, down there by the train, 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 down there where the train goes slow. You can hear the whistle, you can hear the bells from the halls of heaven to the gates of hell. And there's room for the forsaken if you're there on time. You'll be washed of all your sins and all your crimes. Down there by the train, 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 down there where the train goes slow. There's a golden moon that shines up through the mist, and I know that your name can be on that list. There's no eye for an eye, there's no tooth for a tooth. I saw Judas Iscariot carrying John Wilkes Booth down there by the train, 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 down there where the train goes slow. If you lost all your hope, if you lost all your faith, well, I know you can be cared for, I know you can be saved. 'Cause all the shamefuls and all the whores, and even the soldier who pierced the side of the Lord, he's down there by the train, 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 down there where the train goes slow. Well, I've never asked forgiveness, I've never said a prayer, never given up myself, I've never truly cared. And I've left the ones that love me, and I'm still raising Cain. I've taken the low road, and if you've done the same, meet me down there by the train, 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 down there where the train goes slow, where the train goes slow, where the train goes slow, where the train goes slow. Meet me down there by the train. Thank you guys so much. Have a great evening. I'll see you later. and spools like a pool of black ink. The spots where elastics had clamped it in place now is marked with a kink. I think I haven't seen you this loose in a while. Because your glasses, thick rims, your conservative coat, your matching defenses, resplendent and fully impenetrable. They are aberrations hardened to a style. Remembering the days that you felt so free. You'd walk around topless, smoke pot, and you'd act like it was no big deal. Oh, I believe you really thought that that was true. But we were so small town, we were so naive. We're relocated, escaping to Portland where we thought we could be ourselves, but our past fastened to us like glue. Deferred adolescence, small deceits. Adult swim lessons, GEDs. Slow learners, slow learners. And I'd like to place the blame on everyone else. The bastards who hit you, dismissed you, and forced you to abandon yourself. But I know I could never strike myself off of that list. Because you asked me for things I could easily provide, and I'd put it off, I would scoff, I'd swap jobs, I'd avoid, I'd deny, I'd freeze you. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I was just learning about myself too. I never intended to hurt you. Deferred adolescence, small deceits. Adult swim lessons, GEDs. Slow learners, slow learners.
All right, let's fast forward from day 6 to day 8 on the old album challenge. Joel, this was one of your selections, an album that is now of legal age.
Yes.
So born in 2002.
Yes.
Which I thought was an interesting choice. We had a little back and forth about this, not feeling, I felt like 2002 wasn't the biggest year in music. Moke disagrees. Joel, do you want to weigh in as a third voice in this?
It doesn't stand out to me as a big year, but like it doesn't stand out as like a classic year, like obviously a 94 or a 99 or something like that. But, you know, as somewhat proven, or like, you know, there can be points being made for, you know, there were a couple of cool albums that came out. But I also think like it was the year before other big things were kind of happening, like things were in the works. I don't know. I'm going to sit. I've got splinters on my bum from sitting on the fence. I'll just put it that way.
You don't have to be polite because you're a guest on the show. You're one of us now. You just pick a side. You pick your team Mike, your team Nate.
It's going to be awkward. You know, he said he'd reveal it at the end. Right?
Okay, fine.
So he doesn't want to give anything away as we go here.
Are we giving my 2 cents here, or you want to go first, Nate?
No, you go ahead. I don't really have anything else to say.
All Nate's really said is it's not. So there you go. Feel free to rebuke that, Michael.
Well, I think it was a lazy response. I feel like Nate went to his creative records and was like, I don't remember when this came out. Then he searched on iTunes and didn't do a good enough search. Like simple Wikipedia search of 2002.
Which is what I did.
2002 releases, not even punk related. You have Blackalicious, Eminem, Beck, Wilco, Missy Elliott, Interpol, and You Know Us by the Trail of the Dead, Hot Hot Heat, That was like a big year. I only know this because I was working at the
That's
record
like
store.
10 releases though. Like,
Hold
I
on.
mean,
That's like-
I did do the Wikipedia search,
Those are
and I
all
don't
like-
think I maintain I don't think it was like a big year in music.
Well, okay, but that Eminem album is still always played. The Missy Elliott album is like classic. The Black
So
Delicious album is great.
here's where I sit with it, right? Okay, I'm just having
All
a
right.
quick. I'm having
Fence
a quick
man.
squizzle at the moment. I'm still firmly planted on the fence. Don't worry. Sea Change by Beck, Eminem Show, Songs for the Deaf, Rush of Blood to the Head, Yankee Hotel Fox Trot.
Yeah, like that's a huge album.
No. Okay, so they are big albums. That one especially was big considering like for the band's career. One by One by the Foo Fighters. There was a Red Hot Chili Peppers album in there that I can't find now. Justified by, what I'll say is it was nothing big and new. Like it wasn't like the Strokes' first album.
Sorry to interrupt, but for example, like I don't like Interpol at all.
Yeah.
But that Interpol album was like one of the biggest albums of like that decade.
Were they
Sure,
a
but
new band at the time?
it's not necessarily what was big. It's like what was big to you because it's your collection. It's
So
based
we're
on
gonna
your
go to.
collection.
I'm gonna go to the punk genre. Punk in
Sure.
air quotations. You got the Alexis on Fire debut, Against
Okay.
Me, Piebald, Joey Ramone. Last
Wait, what
album.
Against Me album was it?
Axl,
Okay.
reinventing Axl Rose.
The Distillers, My Chemical Romance, Bad Religion, Melancholy, Bad Religion. I
but
said Bad
not,
Religion.
not Bad Religion's best.
But it's a
Millen
good-
Cullen's like fourth best.
Far From Home is awesome.
It's Home and Away. No,
Or whatever that album is. Like
Home From Home?
Home From Home, the red one with like the
Yeah,
guitar. That's an
yeah.
awesome album.
I think they're fourth best. So I guess what we're saying, Mike, or what I'm saying, is that it's subjective in terms of whether or not you felt it was a big year. It's not necessarily lazy. It's just subjective.
I just think it's a lazy thing to say something. I have this problem every year when people are like, this year sucked in music. There's always good albums that come out every
But I didn't
year.
say it sucked. I just said it wasn't
A banner
as
year.
big a year.
No, you said banner
Yeah.
year.
Okay, same thing.
Disagree. Agree to disagree. But like even like okay, even Taking Back Sundays, that's the album I picked in the thing. That Taking
Yeah.
Back Sunday album's huge.
Great album.
Huge.
It's a great album.
All these
But I
things
don't
are like
think
they
it
were like
defines 2002.
definitely that Taking Back Sunday and then My Chemical Romance like created a whole genre of like mall emo that was like huge.
Was it Tell All Your Friends or was it the
Yeah.
one after that?
No, it's Tell All Your Friends and then My
Okay.
Chemical Romance was the first one.
Okay. Maybe it was
saying.
a changing the guard. I just went like from where I sat with it, and I'll caveat that with a little asterisk. Where I sat with it, I remember looking at the year, going, it was the year for big albums, for big bands to just to release albums. Like there wasn't anything. I mean, obviously,
Well, the
there's-
Eminem one has to be for sure. That's a huge album.
Yeah, that album was shit, but the one before.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm not saying I'm okay. I'm coming from where I worked. I was working at the store at the time, and these albums sold like it was a huge year in sales at the store. Like it was insane how much sold.
But
Like
again,
even
I think,
And You Know by the Trail of Dead. Like I hate that band, but that you could not keep that on the shelves.
but
So
the
you can't
comment
say
was-
that it's like a bad year.
You can, because I didn't say it was a bad year. I said it wasn't a banner year, and that's reflected in my collection, which is what this whole challenge is about, is your record collection. It's not about the world's record collection. It's about mine. So I don't have a lot of albums from 2002, and that's all I was saying.
I wanted you to say. That's all I wanted you to say was I don't have a lot of albums, but to make a blanket, but you made a blanket
It's
statement.
the same thing.
No, it was a blanket statement.
You both.
I think you got your feathers ruffled for unnecessarily.
Oh, I just realized I could have thrown an amazing audible because 2002 was the year that the self-titled Boss Car Racer album came out, which was a fucking banger.
There's no way that came out in
It
2002.
is 100%. It's on there for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
I completely. I think I typed in
'Cause that's
albums
a-
that
that
came
is
out
a
in
great
2000.
album.
I typed in 2000 albums that came in 2002, saw Songs for the Deaf, and went, well, nothing's going to beat that. So that's what I went with. Had I have dug a bit further, y'all would have been listening to "Cause I Feel So Something." Nah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what did you pick, Joel?
So I went with probably the least punk rock song. Well, probably the least punk rock quote unquote band you'll hear today, maybe. I went with Queens of the Stone Age, Songs for the Deaf, and then I just stopped. I saw that and went, well, that's a fucking it holds a really I hold that album in high regard, as a lot of people do who like it. And I remember the album coming out, thought nothing of it. I remember the big single, which was No One Knows, and I don't know if the Hottest 100 is something that resonates up in Canada, but every year Triple J, which is a national radio station, does a thing on, it used to be on Australia Day, they've now changed it, where they they do a poll that starts about now and ends sometime in January, for the hottest song of the year. And they're an alternate, a youth-based alternate radio station. And in 2002, No One Knows by Queens of the Stone Age won. And I was like, this song's fucking balls. Like, it's not that good. Didn't get it at all. And then I was at a party one night and a friend was telling me how good the album was. I was like, that song's not that good. And he goes, no, there's more to it than that, da-da-da. And he goes, and like, it's a really cool concept. Like, it's like, you're getting in a car in LA and you're driving it to Joshua Tree and it's like the radio station changes and it's a bit of a concept-y, vibey theme to it. Well, that's kind of interesting. And then whilst this was going on, me and a friend are watching, constantly watching CKY4, like the camp, CKY videos, yeah, CKY4. And at the start of CKY4, there's this song that sounds like Refused, but like way, better's not the right word, but like less pretension and less arty and more like the Bronx than Refused, if that makes sense, but in that really aggressive kind of vein. Anyhow, I was like, this song's fucking amazing. Wonder what it is. Never looked into it. And then a mate's like, this is the first track off the Queens of the Stone Age album. I was like, nah, it's not. It couldn't be. He's like, go check it out. And fucking sure enough, the opening to CKY4 is the song they refer to as Millionaire, but I can't remember the longer title of it. So that's the song I went with. And to me, it sounds like...
Hold on, you went with a song that you don't know the title to?
No, it's a really, really long title. It's a really long title.
I'm just joking, Joel.
Yeah, so that's my story.
I only get angry at Nate on this podcast.
Yeah,
as I've seen just now.
Yeah, I take the beatings for everyone.
But you're a good boy like that.
Well, to me, one of the standouts from 2002.
One of the many standouts?
One of the few.
Just to me.
One of the few standouts.
I had to go into the CD collection and I actually efforted going to the record store in COVID, rubber gloves on, mask on, to try and find something. And what I was after was like Get Up Kids. Guilt Show came out that year.
Also a great album.
Yeah.
See, but my full disclosure, I definitely fell off on that album.
It's complete change. I think that's
Yeah.
their big changing moment. That's their like.
That was where I jumped on.
Yeah, I was definitely off for that.
I didn't like it when it came out, but now I love that album because it was too weird. It was not as good as their other stuff at the time in my head.
So I looked up Get Up Kids at the record store. I looked up RJD2, who had a record
that's a good
out that
album
year.
too.
I looked up the Helicopters, who had a record out that year, and I could not find any of them. I went to 2 record stores, and I couldn't find any. So I had to go into the CD collection, which I was really trying to avoid because I don't have a big vinyl collection, but I was trying to stick to it. And the album that I liked, just me, that I enjoyed from 2002 was the Rancid NoFX BYO split, which hands down to me is the best of that series. I love that series, and NoFX completely wins that entire album. I think they both did a nice job, but I think NoFX just turned the songs into their own, as opposed to, Rancid just kind of covered them. I think NoFX really like worked on those songs a little bit. So the song I chose, because really you could choose any of these, but the one I chose was Olympia, Washington, which is one of my favorite Rancid songs. It's from the album that you second rate, Joel, and Out Come the Wolves. And it is, I love what NoFX did. Like they varied the tempos, the chorus is super fast. They just very much made it's very much a NoFX song written by Rancid.
I like it. That's definitely my favorite Rancid song.
It's your favorite Rancid song?
Yep.
That's a bold statement. It's one of mine, but
Olympia. Yeah. Hands down.
it's a great song.
It is a good song.
I mean, like if I knew someone that would like was into making lists and stuff, I'd say we should put together like a top 5 Rancid out songs thing, but like I don't know.
We didn't
anyone that would
invite
do
you
that.
on here to suggest podcast topics.
Sorry, I should send that through PR. I should send that to your PR agency. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're through PR people.
Yeah.
We're in between PR people
Okay,
at the
right.
moment.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm sure Hillary can help you out.
I'll keep an eye out on LinkedIn for anyone that announces their new partnership with you guys.
Yeah, it'll be a big deal. It'll be
Yeah.
a banner day on LinkedIn.
Nate, I didn't want to tell you, but we let Hillary go.
Damn it. I was just... Her and I were really like finally starting to connect.
I know. She just irked me. She talked about 2001 albums not being that great, and I just
Right.
lost it on her.
Right. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just surprised somebody else took a beating. Michael, day 8 to you.
Day 8. In the album challenge, I went with Taking Back Sunday, Tell All Your Friends.
Which is a great album, by the way.
Huge album.
It is. But I wanted to use Pretty Girls Make Graves because I love their debut LP. And I didn't own it, so I couldn't take a picture of it. Plus, I was running late for work, so I grabbed the first one and I can remember.
Imagine like
That's
if
the
you-
best part of that story.
if you had time to like, imagine if you got a bit of a heads up of what the categories and the topics were going to be. You could have
Joel-
planned accordingly.
You don't know me very
Imagine.
well.
Yeah.
I'm a
I mean,
I'm not a planner.
in fairness, Joel, there was one category that was album of an album.
Yeah.
So I mean, how much can you really trust that list?
I'm not going to I'm not going to live that down. Tony Hawk Pro Skater has no lyrics.
You will never live that down.
Some things.
Not one
Some-
person did album with an album on it though, so that was pretty good.
So
you-
it just
your
goes to
message
show
got-
I can get my message out there.
Yeah.
I feel like it could have been done. There's got to be some out there, right?
The only one that everyone said was trashed.
Okay, so I went with Pretty Girls Make Graves, which is originally a Murder City Devils side project with Andrea and Derek. But right after Murder City Devils broke up, it became a full-time thing. So I don't know if you listened to them very much before, either of you.
We had a chance to see Murder City Devils at Punk Rock Bowling, and we missed it.
That they're on my bucket list.
Was
Really?
that you and me?
Yeah.
I don't think they're playing shows again. They're one of those bands that kind of go, like they'll start doing some shows and then you won't hear about it for a while. So anyway, really like this album. The album came out on Lookout Records. It's called Good Health. I went with the song Bring It On, Golden Pond. And it's got like the chaotic rock and roll of Murder City Devils with a little bit more Riot Girl feel. And I like it a lot more than, like, I know there's the album after it got even more like critical acclaim, but it got a little bit more indie rocky. But anyway, that's it. That's all I have to say about that.
What would you have picked off the Taking Back Sunday album? Sing
I
it.
don't know. I like the
Just
whole
sing it.
album. I like that whole album. That album holds a special place in my heart. So
Yeah, that's fair enough.
it's cheesy, but I like it. I still like. It's one of those albums. If you put it on, I still sing along to all the words and stuff. but-
Unashamedly, yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah.
Queens of the Stone Age, Songs for the Deaf, and the title is called "You Think I Ain't Worth $1, But I Feel Like a Millionaire."
No Effects, Olympia, Washington, off the Rancid No Effects BYO split, and
Pretty Girls Make Graves. Bring It On, Golden Pond, off Good Health.
Neutralize, deep fried, give me some more. in Broadway. Cars pass by, but none of them seem to come my way. New York City, I wish I was on the highway. Back to Olympia. How many times will it take me before I go crazy? Before I lose everything? Something burning deep inside. Ran into 3 Puerto Ricans. These girls took me to the pawn house. I don't wanna be alone again. Hanging on the corner of 52nd and Broadway. Cars pass by, but none of them seem to come my way. New York City, I wish I was on the highway. Back to Olympia.
We're going to fast forward from day 8 now to day 10. Day 10 was an album you bought at a show. Joel, is there an album you bought at a show? One you could recall offhand? One you might have put into a record challenge, maybe?
Defs, 100%, 100.
Really?
So I was going to go with, just because of the personal connection between one of the hosts on this podcast and myself, I was going to go with something I purchased at Punk Rock Bowling last year, but the options were Refuse, Descendants, or Drug Church, and I used them. Not everybody used Drug Church, but Refuse get used heaps, Descendants get used heaps. So I thought I'd go with something a bit different. I went with Hot Water Music's No Division. I brought this at a show completely at the whim of someone, the singer from Irrelevant, Damon. As I'm looking through like a record crate distro thing at a show, he pops over, sees me flick past it, goes, go back, pulls it out and goes, you need to buy this now. This is the best album ever. I was like, that's interesting.
That's a bold statement.
It's high praise.
He was a big fan of the band. It had just come out. And I bought it, and I remember listening to it going, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. And then it took me probably 2 months of like revisiting it every once in a while and then going, now I get it. And it just kind of clicked. But I'm not ashamed to say I definitely did not understand it the first time I heard it.
I didn't like Hot Water Music until like maybe like Chuck Reagan's solo stuff, and then then I went back and I was like, I finally get Hot Water Music.
Wow.
It took me a long time to like Hot Water.
Was that your first dip into the hot water, Joel?
Yeah,
No
absolutely.
Division?
Yeah, because it came out just as I got it. Like I got it just as it had come out. Had never heard them before, but yeah, just all the cool kids liked them. This is like late 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. All the cool kids liked them, and I went, well, if Damien says that, then let's do it. And then I did it. And then, yeah, like that's my go-to Hot Water Music album. I don't recommend it to people to start off on.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more.
It's a deeper cut.
Yeah, there's a lot more palatable stuff. The next two albums that came out on Epitaph are probably a bit more palatable. But this one's got that special place.
So were they playing the show? Like, were you at a Hot Water show?
We were
it was just
local...
somebody turned up with records.
I kind of missed that. I forgot about that. How they used to have distros at shows.
So it was just a local hardcore show at a venue in Sydney that Ballpark used to play all the time called the Iron Duke. And Resist Records, Graham from Resist Records, and a few other people would do it at different shows. But if Graham put on the show, he'd bring his records.
Shout out Graham.
A bunch of records, bunch of CDs, and just like plonk them there and sell them, and there'd be new shit and old shit and obviously whatever. Huh. And yeah, so it was, and like for someone like me I didn't live in the city, I didn't work in the city, I never got to go to Resist. Like if I was going to the city, it was to see a band play, and the shop would have already been shut. So it was a perfect way for me just to be like, well, can't get in there. He's curated like what's new and what's popular and whatever, so he should have something cool, and that's how I bought a lot of stuff in the earlier days of getting into the less accessible stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I like that you made this category your own, because I fully meant it like, you know, a record that you bought at a show because that band was playing the show.
Yeah. The second I saw the topic, that was the first thing I thought of, like that album. Like, because I still remember going, da, 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 and then like getting told, no, this is what you need to buy. Like, just buy it. Don't worry that you've never heard it before. Just buy it. So I did.
And I'm surprised you decoded the category, because it was initially posted as album you bought at an album. So I'm glad that you were able to figure it out. Like, it wasn't that tough to figure out. I went with the sentimental choice. I went with Punk Rock Bowling, Joel, because that is the last festival that I've been to, and you and I were there together. And this was a record challenge between High Age and My Age.
High Age?
Not High Age.
High Fives.
High Fives and My Age. And so that's why I did it. I picked the Fat Comp from Punk Rock Bowling. And, I mean, I'm not going to go into it. This trip was amazing. The festival was amazing. This comp is like one of the ultimate souvenirs from that trip. And like, these comps it's not like they're that great. I have a couple of them, like a handful, but like they always do a really cool like piece of vinyl. Like it's, you know, some sort of crazy splatter and some sort of crazy color. Like the bands that are on it, like most of them aren't even playing. Like, I think there was one fat band playing Punk Rock Bowling. It was TBR, and Direct Hit had a sideshow, and that was it. So, like, all these bands that are appearing on the comp had nothing to do with the festival other than the fact that Fat was there selling comps. But like, still, it's cool to have these mementos, you know, from that trip. And I think they're the only record label. Maybe they're not the only record label that does that. That's a bold statement that I can't back up. But like, those are definitely the ones, and they sell out every time. They've got the variants. They've got. I love these comps. When I first started going to festivals, I didn't have like a vinyl collection, so I never bought any of them. But fortunately, I've been to a couple of festivals with a couple people that bought like every variant there was. So I've been able to buy them after the fact. So I'm all caught up now on the festivals that I've been to. Anyways, the song I picked off this comp, there's a couple reasons I picked this song. Number one is because, Joel, in honor of you being on the show,
thank you,
and your comment in earlier podcasts that like really you need one ska song to round out the show.
It just
right?
doesn't
you
feel
need
right
at
without
least
it.
One.
It doesn't
right.
feel right without it. It's like having a burger without pickles. Like, it's still a burger, but is it really a burger? Like, is it all it could be?
See, I don't eat pickles on my burgers, but I like my ska bands.
Settle down, mate. Grow up then. You need to grow up and eat those pickles. Don't pull them off and throw them out the window. Eat the pickles.
Or throw them at the window and watch them slide down.
Yeah. What did I say?
Right? Throw them out the window.
No, I think I said on, but
On.
I digest anyhow. Yeah.
I mean, do we have any idea what you're saying
No.
at this point? No.
In
Just
a
nod and
fortnight,
smile.
in a fortnight, you'll look back and understand maybe.
So that's one part of this is it's in honor to you that I picked a ska-ish song, let's say. It came out in 2018, and the song, I mean, we're at the time of year. It's I'm Going Surfing for Christmas. It just kind of like, it feels like by the Mad Caddies. It feels like one of those Christmas carols from when you were a kid. Like, it kind of has that like Melikaliki Maka like vibe to it. I mean, anything with a ukulele and an acoustic guitar around Christmas time, I think feels like Melikaliki Maka. But I don't know if I'm saying that right. It feels right.
It's better than I could have
Thoughts?
said it.
I'm not
You've
Hawaiian.
been to Hawaii?
I'm not Hawaiian. I can't.
Okay, we'll go with it.
I like
don't know if
pineapple on my pizza, and I'll give you a big tick.
That's a discussion for another day, Joel.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
I like pineapple
Anyways,
on my pizza too.
There you go.
I think it's a Canadian thing. I think I
It
read
was
something.
it was
I'm led to
founded
believe
in
it's Southern
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah. Which is odd. Because
It is odd.
I would think most
Pineapple's
people.
not a Canadian thing.
No, it's not.
You don't think of pineapples and think of Canada.
Where do you guys grow those pineapples in Canada? Well, we don't.
Buy them at the store.
We get them from the pineapple can tree.
You know, the old store farm.
Yeah.
Have you been to the store farm before?
That's where I get all my vegetables.
So it's I'm Going Surfing for Christmas. Mad Caddies off the Fat Comp from Punk Rock Bowling. Michael?
This was one of the tougher ones for me because as I was going through even my CDs, I was like, I don't really buy that many things at shows. I think because I don't like lugging things around. To which someone in the WhatsApp chat replied, "That's why you drive there and put it in your car."
Yeah.
Which is a fair response.
Ins and outs.
It's pretty fair, but yeah, I don't know why. I often would go to a show and then pick up an album after, but not. I just didn't buy that many things at shows. So I was scrambling that morning, again in the morning before work.
Right.
And I remember that I had bought a Jewel tape off my buddy Devin, was one of the first all ages shows I went to in town. I am not going to play that tape on the podcast because I don't.
You have played a Jewel song before.
Yeah, but this tape I don't have it digitized. I don't know
It's
if
not there.
It's not there, and also I don't think the recording quality on it is great.
You could play it through a Ghetto Blaster.
Yes, I do love Jewel, but I'm not going to play them. But as I was sitting thinking, I did buy another local band's album, and that is Sabretooth. And I think I played Sabretooth really early on in the show here. But they're a local band that's not around anymore. But I was working the Dave House Bouncing Souls show, and Sabretooth opened, and I really liked them, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Because at that time, there wasn't a lot of Calgary bands playing like that kind of punk rock anymore. There was like a lot of like beercore stuff, and then a lot of really good indie rock and folk bands. And that seems to be like more of the trend in Calgary. So it was kind of cool to see a band playing like punk that I liked. And I picked up the album. I still listen to it all the time. And it's actually on vinyl even, which is part of that challenge, I guess. So I could have used it. Anyway, the album's Morning Breath, and the song is Weird Incorporated.
Hot Water Music, No Division, and the song I went with was called Free Radio Gainesville, which features Walter Schreifels on backing vocals.
I'm going surfing for Christmas. Mad Caddy's Fat Records Comp Punk Rock Bowling 2019.
Sabretooth, the album's Morning Breath, and the song is Weird Incorporated.
I'm going surfing for Christmas Day. I don't need Santa to take my worries away. I'm headed south where there's sure to be waves. I'm going surfing for Christmas Day. I'm going surfing for Christmas Day. Just take my presents and put them away. I don't need a shirt Christmas